Hello, my name is Nick Heidenberg. I'm from the St. John de Matha Council of the Knights of Columbus in Hyattsville, Maryland. Today we are going to be talking about a cry for justice. I would like to welcome Bishop Riah Abu El-Assal from the Holy Land. Welcome to the program. You are the Episcopal Bishop
of
in
Jerusalem,
Jerusalem, yes.
And the Middle East.
You have come to Washington to talk about, there's a cry for justice because of the problems of the Palestinian Christians. Could you tell us what's happening?
The majority of the Palestinian Christians in the Holy Land are outside the Holy Land, whereas the number of all Palestinians of the Christian faith reaches 850,000 to 1 million. What is left of this Christian presence is about 150,000. We made up 60, 70 years ago 25% of the population. Today we are 1.5% of the population of both Israel and Palestine. A community that is diminishing in numbers and becoming less and less significant in the eyes of the people in authority. And there is fear that we cease to exist. Christian presence, in fact, in the birthplace of our faith is at stake in these days.
And there are human rights abuses, is that right? Do you feel there's...
Yes, for the last 52 years, ever since the creation of the State of Israel, those who remained in what became Israel in 1948 formed the so-called Arab Palestinian minority, citizens of the State of Israel, who were supposed to be treated equally in accordance with the Charter of Independence that called on the authorities to treat all on equal basis, regardless of one's ethnic or religious background. The minority, both Christian and Muslim alike, of the Palestinian remnants that remained in what became Israel, found themselves under military rule. They were denied the right of free movement. They were discriminated against almost in every level of their life. Their lands were expropriated against inadequate compensation. We've lost over the last 50 years 93% of all our Arab Palestinian land, in that land dear to the hearts of millions of Christians, including land and property that was owned and invested for many, many years by different churches. Among those churches is the Anglican Church, which by the grace of God I serve today. We were discriminated against in the question of budgets. Up till now, we receive far less than what a Jewish town or city or settlement receives. We make up today 20% of the population, and what we have received as both Christians and Muslims who form 20%, we received 1.4% of the budget of the Ministry for Religious Affairs. So there has been real discrimination against this minority, which in the opinion of many, all these form violations of our human rights. We were denied the right to come back home. Those who left escaping for their lives or who have been expelled from their home countries, they were denied the right of return, whereas Israel would allow any Jew anywhere in the world to come, and the moment he arrives in Israel, he becomes an Israeli citizen. These are but few of the measures of discrimination against our people. We have to struggle for equality. The struggle of the Arab Palestinian Christian Muslim communities in Israel, citizens of the State of Israel, is a struggle for equality. Whereas the struggle of our people, the Palestinians, who are in Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, I mean, who are in the areas from where the Israeli troops withdrew, or areas where Israel continued to occupy in the West Bank and Gaza. Their struggle, which is also ours, is for self-determination, for a state, an independent Palestinian state on Palestinian soil, side by side with Israel, certainly in accordance with the United Nations resolutions 338 and 242, with East Jerusalem as a capital of that independent state of Palestine.
So what you're basically asking for, you're not asking for the Jews to leave, you are basically asking for basic human rights for Palestinians.
We did not ask the Jews to leave. We are not asking the Jews to leave. We are asking the Jews to learn the art of not only coexisting with others, but the art of co-living. We have been predestined to live with them for thousands of years. It's true that their number was far less than the number of Palestinians 100 years ago. Today, they have a bigger number than all the Palestinians in Israel, the West Bank, and Gaza. Numbers matter very little. What matters now is how best the two communities can co-live when both communities were predestined to continue to be together. In the words of Desmond Tutu, when he visited with us 2 years ago, he described this coexistence as scrambled eggs that no one can unscramble. We've been there together, and together we may become a blessing. Whereas if we continue to do what has been done, the one to the other, especially the Israeli atrocities on our people, they have the weapons, whereas the kids have the stones, it's true. In no way we will reach a point we will co-live in that land, which is supposed to be an example of peaceful coexistence and co-living.